Zaikan Village, Zen Province, China. This tiny village with only 1,000 villagers may look peaceful, but it hides a nightmare for many people around the world. Over 3 million snakes of various species are all living within an area of less than 1 square. Kiln snakes have been considered medicinal gems for thousands of years in China. China supplies 70% of the world's snake production, and this tiny village has accounted for 30% of that output since the 1980s. But it's not only a place in the country that farms snakes. Guangdong Province in China is the largest snake export center, and Hebei Province is its main supplier of snakes for domestic meat and medicinal purposes. The reason why Chinese people favor and develop snake farming into a 12 million industry comes from many different factors. Snake farmers in China can bring in a lucrative income of about 400,000 to 500,000 yuan, or 55,000 to 68,000 per year, making it a highly sought-after profession in rural areas, while scientific evidence is lacking. Snake meat is valued for its nutritional value. It's low in fat and is rich in protein. It is also believed to help with skin conditions like eczema. In certain countries in Eastern Asia, snake gallbladder and snake wine have been popular remedies to strengthen kidneys and joint health. Thanks to these benefits, China's snake farming industry has become a multi-million-dollar economic powerhouse, generating significant revenue. A bottle of snake wine can be sold for 7,000 to 8,000 pounds, value equivalent to around $980 to $1,100. The journey of a snake on a snake farm starts with hatching eggs. Female snakes need to be 9 to 10 months old in order to start breeding. Have you ever seen snakes mating? They intertwine like this. Farmers sew snake lips together to stop them from eating their own eggs after laying about 20 to 35 days after mating. The female lays between 12 and 21 eggs per clutch. The thread will be cut after the eggs are collected, which happens every 2 hours by hand. If farmers leave them in the cage for too long, they will die. Then these eggs are put into a box containing around 5 centimeters of soil and sand with 25 to 30% moisture content. A thin layer of sand is then spread over the eggs. The incubation period lasts around 75 days, during which the eggs must be regularly checked to ensure they are uniformly large, white and dry. Any damaged eggs should be immediately removed. These large-scale operations regulate humidity and temperature at around 80 degrees F in order to mimic the natural habitat and to boost breeding. Success: snakes undergo shedding as part of their growing process. Signs of an impending shed include a loss of appetite, lethargy, and increased aggression. The snake's skin becomes cloudy and its eyes turn opaque as it seeks a place to shed. Young snakes shed every 28 to 30 days, while older snakes, especially 2 years or more, shed every 35 to 45 days, usually in summer and autumn. During this time, farmers need to clean the barn regularly because snake skin is everywhere now. We are back with a newly hatched baby. Snakes, farmers need to check the incubation box thoroughly to make sure none are left behind. They are then placed in an enclosure. This farm put 80 cobras per cage. Water is provided 7 days after shedding, and they are often fed small animals like frogs and mice. The feeding frequency is every 3 to 5 days. Farmers give 50 baby snakes at 1 month old, about 0.5 kilos of froglets a day. Adult snakes are housed in cement enclosures approximately 1.2 high in order to prevent escapes with side doors and mesh. For ventilation, they are fed live clean prey such as mice. chicks, and other similar animals around 2 to 3 times a week. Food is often left in the enclosure for snakes to eat at will, to ensure that they eat some. Farmers still hand feed them like this. Snakes can be aggressive to strangers, but they will be familiar with the feeders and handlers over time. Therefore, the workers who feed the snakes tend to be the same that have fed them since birth. However, these skilled workers still have to wear protective gear or use safety tools when feeding them. Plus, they must not get too close to them after wearing perfume or drinking alcohol, because this will change their body smell and make snakes think that they are strangers despite being wild animals. With high disease resistance, weekly hygiene is still essential in snake farming. Snakes need clean, cool water for drinking and bathing. The snake is a relatively clean animal to farm because their excrement is dry and not odorous. Snakes are harvested for meat between 6 months to 1 year old. At this time, if they weigh 1.1 lb or above, they are considered the top grade. Only male snakes are harvested because females are kept to continue reproducing. 8-month-old snakes weighing over 1.2 kilos are more prolific egg layers. This country harvests and processes around 14 to 18 million PBS of snakes each year, and around 40% of them go to cooking. Snake soup is a traditional and meticulously prepared dish. Famous in China, it is believed to prevent colds, is rejuvenating, and increases longevity. Snake wine is made from 67% of farm snakes, using both venomous and non-venomous species with high medicinal value. The basic process involves killing and cleaning the snake, often leaving the gallbladder and other medicinal parts. Intact snakes are then specially placed standing in jars. After that, the winemakers fill it with rice wine or glutinous rice wine with an alcohol